Most Canadian artists were representing Canada as if it were Europe. The group of 7 were presenting a whole new style, but their lack of finish compared to the work of traditional 19th century painters was met with criticism. Their approach to painting was experimental, arising from a need to develop a style that reflected both the rugged landscape of the country as well as its young and vigorous spirit. They worked to create a visual language that was distinctly Canadian. It may not seem so now, but these paintings were seen as acts of rebellion at the time, and the group of 7 were rebels. Their first exhibition was on May 7, 1920, and of the 120 pieces shown, only 6 sold. The work, however, did garner attention. The bold interpretations of the Canadian landscape were something audiences had never seen before. The group of 7 had given birth to a new movement of art. By 1923, their modernist vision had started making headlines, and while at home critics remained unconvinced, from abroad the acclaim was overwhelming. Canada had its own national style. The group would go on to spend over a decade painting together. They traveled across the country from BC to Nova Scotia, even venturing to the Arctic to paint. Their art became known throughout the world. By 1931, their influence was so widespread, there were even rumors of favoritism of their work from the National Gallery of Canada. The group no longer felt necessary to continue on. Their last exhibition as the group of 7 was in December 1931. Included in the show were 24 invited contributors. In 1933, an announcement was made that the group would cease to exist in its current form. They would reinvent themselves as the Canadian Group of Painters, expanding to include more than 30 artists from across the country, 1/3 of which were women. The objective of the new group was to foster a closer cooperation between Canadian artists, as well as to encourage their creative expression. The Canadian Group of Painters exhibited annually until 1969, carrying on the legacy of the Group of 7 and continuing to develop the voice of Canadian art. Today, the work of the Group of 7 has come to symbolize the Canadian identity, reflecting an increasingly nationalistic sentiment. They defined an art movement, expressing the unique character of an entire country.